Have you ever thought about how a single date on the calendar can hold the entire story of a people? Well, we're about to dive into how March 9th does exactly that. It marks these incredible peaks of power, but also these really profound moments of challenge that have shaped a unique legacy.
So that's the big question we're tackling, right? How can one single day, just repeating over the centuries, become this mirror for a community's entire journey? It's a pretty wild idea, and the story of March 9th in Sikh history is, honestly, the perfect example.
All right, so our story kicks off in the 18th century with something that sounds like it's straight out of an epic movie: the conquest of Delhi and the raising of a Sikh flag over the legendary Red Fort.
I mean, just try to picture the scene. For centuries, the Mughal Empire had been the dominant power in the region. But on this day, March 9th, 1783, the Khalsa forces weren't just raiding some village on the outskirts. No, they were marching directly into Delhi, the very heart of Mughal power. This was an unbelievably bold move.
And look, this wasn't some chaotic, random attack. It was a calculated, brilliant strategy. You had these two incredible commanders, Jaswant Singh Ahluwalia and Sardar Baghel Singh, leading the charge. And their whole plan hinged on one critical first move: breaching the Mori Gate. That specific entry point was the key to unlocking the entire city.
And guess what? It worked. It totally worked. They swept through and took control of key areas all across the city. But the real victory, the one that would echo through history forever, was symbolic. They hoisted the Nishan Sahib, the Sikh flag, at the Red Fort. We're talking about the emperor's own home, the ultimate symbol of Mughal authority.
You gotta understand, this was so much more than just capturing a building. It was a clear, unmistakable declaration of power. It was like planting a flag and announcing to the world that the Khalsa had arrived as a major political and military force, staking a claim to sovereignty right in their rival's capital.
But the story doesn't just stop with a flag waving in the wind. The impact of this conquest was very, very real, and it actually laid the groundwork for a permanent Sikh presence in Delhi. Let me show you what I mean.
300,000 rupees. Now you have to realize, back in 1783, this was an absolutely massive sum of money. And here's the crucial part. This wasn't loot, it wasn't plunder, it was a formal settlement paid by the humbled Mughal emperor himself, Shah Alam II, directly to Sardar Baghel Singh.
So what was all that money used for? Well, for the emperor, it was the price he had to pay for peace. But for the Sikhs, it became the foundation for their faith in the city. That wealth was used to buy land and fund the construction of the historic Gurdwaras, the Sikh temples, that still stand in Delhi today, marking sacred ground.
Okay, so 1783, that was this incredible high point, right? But the story of March 9th, oh, it was far from over. That same date would pop up again and again over the next 2 centuries, marking these critical crossroads for the Sikh people.
It's actually kind of wild when you see it laid out like this. A treaty that signals the end of an empire, then a bold declaration of identity, the birth of a modern state, and even a period of deep crisis, and they all fell on this one significant date.
So let's jump forward to 1846. On this day, the Lahore Agreement was signed with the British. This moment was a dramatic shift in power. It basically kicked off the process that would lead to the British completely taking over the powerful Sikh empire in Punjab. Talk about a stark contrast to the victory of 1783.
Now fast forward exactly 100 years. March 9th, 1946. The whole mood has shifted again. The British are getting ready to leave India, and the Shiromani Committee passes this historic resolution. It's a powerful political statement, basically asserting that Sikhs are a distinct nation and need to be recognized as one in whatever comes next.
And then, just 20 years later, March 9th marks another victory. A simple radio announcement confirms that the modern Punjabi-speaking state of Punjab will be created. This was the result of a long, hard political fight, and it was achieved despite some really strong opposition from major political figures like Morarji Desai and Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
But the cycle turns again. By 1985, during a period of intense conflict, March 9th becomes a date of isolation. The Indian government actually banned all foreigners, journalists, and even human rights groups like Amnesty International from entering the state. It effectively cut Punjab off from the rest of the world.
So when you step back and you put all these pieces together, what does this one date truly represent? Let's just quickly recap the enduring legacy of March 9th across more than 2 centuries of history. The story of March 9th, well, it's the story of an incredible peak of military power back in 1783. It's the story of a desperate struggle for political control, like we saw in 1846. It's the story of a powerful assertion of a distinct identity in 46 and 66. And, woven through all of it is this profound testament to resilience.
When you think about it, from that one single defiant flag raised over a fort, all the way to the complex struggles and triumphs that led to the creation of a modern state, March 9th really does manage to capture the dramatic, complicated, and incredible story of a people.
And that kind of leaves us all with a bigger question to chew on, doesn't it? This whole story brings up a universal question for all of us. How do we choose which dates and events from our past to remember? And how do those choices ultimately define who we believe we are today?